Okay, so this is just a little tutorial on how you can use AI to upscale some images from clients if they're not quite high enough resolution. So I've got one already that I've upscaled, and I just want to touch on what it does and what it doesn't do in terms of the upscaling, the quality. So when I'm referring to upscaling, what it will do is it will change the physical size of the image and certain parts of the quality of the image, but it won't necessarily change the quality completely. Now, what I mean by that is if I just navigate to one of the images I've done previously. So this is the original photo that was sent from the client, and we can see that this photo here is 498 pixels by 750. And when you open this up in Photoshop, we'll see that it's pretty low quality. So as I start to zoom in, you can see the obvious grain and degrade in the quality of the image there. And just to note that this image is still kept in its original format in terms of screen or print resolution. So at the moment, this is 72 ppi or dots per inch. So this image has been optimized for for web. So what this means is that when we're upscaling, the image will still be kept to optimized for screen. So whereas where we have images that are optimized for print, they will be 300 dpi. So depending on how the image has been set originally, you can alter it later on, but depending on how it's set originally, it's not really best results to try and change this later on. So I hope that makes sense. So what that means is if someone sends us an image for the web, we can, in theory, scale up the physical size enough that it's high enough resolution to use in print. So for example, if this image was, so I'll just show you the upscaled one. So this one was, once it's upscaled, was changed to 1992 by 3000 pixels. And you can see the file size also changes because it's 31 pixels to start with. And then we're left with 300 pixels once it's been upscaled. So we could use this for print in theory, but if we just open this in Photoshop again, the DPI of the image is going to be the same. So if I come in here to image size, you'll see it's still 72 pixels per inch. So that's a little bit of trial and error. So you could print this out at what physical print size that you wanted, and just see what the quality of it was like. But it's best just to keep whatever image you're using for that purpose. So if someone sent you an image for screen and you want to upscale it, just keep in mind that it's better to upscale it with the vision of using it for that purpose still. So you could upscale it still for web at a high resolution size, and just be cautious when it comes to doing it for print. The other way around, it doesn't necessarily. You can pretty much use most print photos for the web. So because they have a higher DPI count, so if I go back to my image size here, so most print stuff that you'll get, it should be at least 300 pixels per inch here, and typically the physical size of it will be larger. And what that means is that you can take that high res photo and then downscale it to 72 pixels per inch for web and rescale it to whatever size you want. So whereas going from web to print, you're going from lower resolution to higher resolution. With print, you're going from higher resolution to lower resolution, which you can do. So I hope that makes sense. So there is a slight difference again in what the upscaling can do, but I just wanted to cover that initially. So I'll just close that one down. So yeah, this is our low res one that we've got, and I'll just go back to the site. So the site is upscale.media. So you've got to have an account to use it, and I've currently got some credits, but you can make your own account whenever. You can do images in batch as well, which is great because you can just upload a load of batch images, upscale them all one by one, and it will do it in one job, and you can literally just download them all in one zip folder, and away you go. So, and that's great. So what we'll do is we'll just upload our image, and I'll just talk you through the options that we've got because I've had a bit of a test with this just to try out some of the options. So it will tell you here you can either upload your image, which is what we're going to do, or you can do it via a URL. So if you had an image on a website that you wanted to grab, you can do that, and it accepts most common image file formats such as PNG, JPEG, and a couple of other formats there. There are some terms of use, some privacy policy stuff, but I mean, unless you're going to be doing anything that may infringe on a copyright of someone's image or anything like that, I wouldn't worry too much. But it's worth just reading the small print. So we'll just upload our image, and I'll just talk you through the steps. So we'll go back to our image here. So that's our image down here. So we've got pexelsphotowoman.jpg, and we'll just click and just drag that onto there, and it'll just upload and analyze our image like that. Now you can do an enhanced quality. So with that, I tend to find that it almost over edits certain parts of the image, which you don't want, because really if you've got an image, and especially when it's from a client or from a customer, you don't really want to be sending back an image that maybe is too different in the actual physical appearance of it. So I think it was in this version. Yeah, I'll just switch it on just to show you. So what it will give you is the left hand side will be the original one, and we have an AI upscaling. So you can see the difference as to what it has altered. So if you look at her eyes with the enhanced quality switch on, you can see that her eyes are almost a little bit too over edited, and the eyelids above that are a little bit too much. The hair looks okay. The lips look a little bit sharper, but it's one of those things. It's better to just not assume that it's going to take the image as it is. So for the most part, I just keep enhanced quality off. So where possible, I just go as big as you can. So I go to 4 times the image. That's just another thing to note. So depending on your image size, so your actual physical size in dimensions of your image, it doesn't always let you go to 4 times. It might only let you go to 2 times the image because it has a certain pixel ratio that it works to for 2 times and a certain pixel ratio for 4 times. So again, we'll just have a look over this and we'll just see the difference in the AI and what it's done in the upscaling. So like I said, there is a little bit of a change in the eyes, but I think that with enhanced quality turned off is a much more realistic result, because if you look around the eyelids, they look the same form, they've just been sharpened, and the same about the iris. It's the same form, the same image, it's just not been enhanced as much. And same with the lips, the quality is enhanced, but it's not too over enhanced, which is what you don't want when it comes to AI. Sometimes it likes to fill in what it thinks should be there, which is great sometimes, but sometimes you want to keep as close to the original as you can. So that's looking all right to me. So now what we need to do is just come down here to just click download image, and you'll see it's upscaled our image there, so we can just go to that file there, and we'll just open it up in Photoshop and I'll show you the comparison side by side so we can see. So, like I mentioned, the actual physical size of the image is changed. So the original one that we had was, so if I come up to here under image and I come to image size, we can see the original was 175mm by 264mm high, and the resolution was 72 pixels per inch. And if we look at our upscaled one, and you can see the difference immediately. As soon as I swap to the upscaled one, you can see immediately that's done a great job at enhancing that. And years ago, this would have taken hours and hours of work to do. So it's great that there's tools like this out there now to be able to do this and help us out. So again, if I go back to image size, so we can see, so we've gone from, what was it, 200? Yeah, 175 to, yeah, so we've gone nearly, double, almost double, well, over doubles the image size. So it's now 702mm wide by 1058mm high. And if you notice, like I mentioned, the resolution is still pixels per inch, so it's not going to change the amount of pixels per inch that you've got, but it's going to enhance what you already have. So, and what I tend to do after I've upscaled it, again, is just zoom in a little bit more and just double check side by side. So I'm just grabbing one image over on the left. So I'm just zoomed in there, and what I'll do is close that one down. So I've got one tab there on the left. So what I've done is I've just got this tab here, and I'm just click and dragged it away from the main window. So you've got one artwork in this window here, and then all I'm going to do is just hold the space bar, or you can just use the cursor at the bottom here to just scroll along and just have a look at anything that might have changed in there. So again, I'm going to do the same on this one. So you can close the layer palette down in this view because you're just looking at the details in the photo, so you don't need to worry about the layers at this stage. So just trying to see if anything has changed where you might need to tidy it up. But I mean, it looks pretty good because I'm just looking at the eyes at the moment. So yeah, you've got the red in the corner, got the blue around there. It's kept the colours pretty much the same, so we don't need to worry about that. Smoothed out our skin print under the eye, looks pretty good. Yeah, the nose looks pretty sharp. Yeah, you got all the shadowing under the nose there. The lips look pretty good. I'll just check that neck area there, like that. Yeah, that's all good to me. And we'll just have a look at the ear section now. I'm just flipping from one to the other, and you just need to click to navigate to whatever version you're looking at. And once you're on that document, if you hold the space key, you can just click and drag around like that. Again, or you can use the toolbars, but I just find it easier to use the space key just because it's much easier. So I'm just going to check her ear there. You can see it. It's got the earrings in. We've got some of her earlobe there, and you've got the hair coming down with two pieces. Yeah, you've got the hair behind. It's a bit tedious, but it's better to do it than send it to a client and find that some of their hair is missing, and have an unhappy client. So yeah, the hair's looking all right to me. Looks pretty good. The colour's the same. All the lighting's pretty good. I'll just go back to the top. Yeah, and that looks good. So yeah, that's how you scaled an image. Like I said, it doesn't. You can't add pixels to it. So if you wanted to go from a web image and use it for print, you can, in theory, do that, but it's better to just print out the photo and just double check the quality rather than assume that it's okay because it's been upscaled. So print it out to the 100% physical size, or at least a portion of it, just to see how it looks. But if you had a print photograph, you can, yeah, by all means, you can change the physical size of that and change the physical pixels per inch from 300 dpi to 72 dpi, and that's not a problem. So upscaling down in quality is fine, but upscaling from lower quality to high, there's always a little bit of a risk in that, so it's always best to double check. But I hope that makes sense on the upscaling, and I'll catch you in the next tutorial.